A line has been drawn in the sand. On one side, the power of the federal government. On the other, the sovereignty of a state. In an unprecedented move, Donald Trump has deployed the U.S. National Guard into Los Angeles, against the explicit wishes of California's Governor Gavin Newsom. This isn't just a political squabble, it's a constitutional crisis in the making. How did we get here? And what does this mean for the future of American democracy? The crisis ignited last week. In response to a series of aggressive federal immigration raids across Los Angeles, thousands of protesters took to the streets. While largely peaceful, these demonstrations disrupted government operations and blocked access to key federal buildings. Citing a threat to federal law enforcement and property, the Trump administration made a stunning move that has now shaken the very foundation of federal-state relations.
Without a request from the governor, a step usually required, Donald Trump federalized parts of California's National Guard and deployed them to Los Angeles. The administration argues that local officials were either unable or unwilling to control the unrest and ensure federal law could be upheld. It's a dramatic escalation that raises serious questions about process, precedent, and presidential authority in domestic matters under strain.
The response from Sacramento was immediate and furious. Governor Gavin Newsom called the deployment unconstitutional and filed an emergency lawsuit to block it. His legal foundation lies in the 10th Amendment, which protects state sovereignty and reserves powers not given to the federal government. In Newsom's view, California has the right and responsibility to manage law enforcement within its own borders without federal interference. But the Trump administration is invoking the Insurrection Act, a rare and controversial law. This act gives the president sweeping authority to send troops into American cities if a rebellion is underway, or if enforcing federal law becomes impracticable through regular means. So now the legal battle hinges on this. Do the protests in Los Angeles meet that threshold? Is this really a rebellion or a misuse of presidential power? Beyond the courtroom, there's a high-stakes political game unfolding. For Trump, this is about strength, demonstrating his law and order stance and projecting authority over what he calls out-of-control liberal states. It's red meat for his base. For Newsom, the moment is equally pivotal. He's casting himself as a national defender of state rights, standing firm against federal overreach and building his national image in the process. This confrontation goes far beyond Los Angeles. It may define the future boundaries of presidential power. If Trump wins in court, future presidents could feel empowered to override state governments more freely. If Newsom prevails, it will reaffirm the protective limits placed on federal authority by the Constitution. Either way, this case is shaping up to be a landmark test of American federalism in the modern age. As legal and political tensions rise, the nation watches closely. The standoff in California is about much more than one city or one moment. It's about who holds the power to decide what happens on American soil, states, or Washington, D.C. And the answer could redefine the relationship between presidents and governors for generations. The battle lines are drawn. What happens next will be written in the history books. Thanks for watching. For more deep dives into urgent political issues, remember to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We'll be following this story closely as it develops. This conflict between Trump and Newsom is far from over, and its consequences may be felt across the entire United States for years to come.